Hello, hello. What is going on, YouTube friends? Phoenix61 here with another fun-filled shenanigans game of World of Warships Legends, right? So welcome, and yes, if you're not following my channel, I'll do that. I appreciate it. I'm still pretty small channel, so your one subscriber is noticeable and helps me. Thank you. Alright, BS aside, we are in the Tulin. This is, one of the best ships in this entire game. If you don't have this one, you're going to need to get it right now. Totally joking, everyone hates this ship. But I am still plowing through to try and get to the tier 7 for the Tulin, and it's just because, like, I don't freaking want to play this ship. Like, it's so bad. I still maintain, if you've watched any of my other Tulin videos, you're about to hear a broken freaking record here. These turrets on the back are useless, and this needs to be, like, one of those ships that has, like, good secondary range. And I mean by, like, good, like, to make up for all of its other downfalls, that secondary battery should start at, like, base, like, 10 kilometers, like, just to have something. But you know, we're gonna try and play to our strengths, which are none. There are no strengths. So we're gonna hide. And you know, I was like, this is like a little bit aggressive, but it's like, you know, especially since I noticed both destroyers popped up on this side. You know, the enemy destroyer from, you know, there's one that spawned here by A. And then the one that spawned by B, you can see on the minimap, he was heading in this direction, so the airplanes, our carrier managed to pick them up, right? And I was actually kind of surprised that the enemy carrier didn't, you know, do a full sweep over our area and didn't spot me. So I was able to get into the zone, and then I'm like, hey, I'm getting picked up by sonar, and I have my sonar going. Why is it? Yeah, so it's just this German sonar better than French sonar kind of situation, right? So... but yeah, so I move in closer, and we do intentionally just ram the island, right? Like, it definitely throws people off when you use land as like a maneuvering maneuver, you know? Like, so I do that quite often, and it definitely throws off destroyers too, because they'll see your like dedicated path if they're not paying attention. And we do get someone friendly that pops a smoke screen for us here, but we're way too close to, like, we're not going to be unspotted as long as this Mahan exists. And then of course, like in classic fashion, I'm stuck on the freaking land here. So I tried moving back forward, and I'm like, oh man, we might get away with this, but I think we end up taking one of these torpedoes. Yep. And no flood, but engine damage. And he, like, this guy's going down, right? Like, so I'm like, I'm gonna use the damage con. The other guys are all around the corner where there's no threat to us, so we get a devastating strike and first blood. Bye, Felicia, right? Yeah, a little too aggressive. Then, yep, I think there's a cruiser out there with radar, so now he's picking us up. Yep, probably that Talon. Right, he's got radar, right? I don't think so. I mean, it can't be anybody else. But once his radar goes out, yeah, even though we still get spotted. I don't know what picked us up. My firing gun's in smoke range, can't be that bad, right? I guess it is. And then I was like, alright, we're gonna have a chance at this other destroyer, but he took a page out of my book there. So I'm gonna like try and go forward and see if we can't finish him off, but our other destroyer got him, so. But now our destroyer is being a little too aggressive too. He's kind of, literally 4 or 5 ships are going to shoot him right now, so there's no way he's surviving when he gets spotted. Yep, there he goes. So now it's just us still trying to cap the A zone, the A hole, right? And then, so if you notice too, I didn't realize it until like halfway through this game, but we have a destroyer that's AFK for this entire game, so the one that's spawned by A right behind us here. He does not move this entire game, so I was actually kind of surprised because the carrier definitely, their enemy carrier definitely had picked him up at some point, and he never goes for him. He definitely comes for me a few times, so if you're wondering if the AA is good on this ship, it is not. But if you, but if enough planes fly over you, you can still get a clear skies medal. We will demonstrate this as well. Like, this is one of those games, I can't believe I'm still alive at this point. Like, this ship goes down so easily. And it's hard to even, conjure up a reliable strategy with this guy, And I mean, I guess this is it, but it's just like, you still, like, opportunity really does need to strike, right? Like, utilizing cover, I guess. I mean, let me know if you guys have played the ship enough to have a different opinion, but this is kind of the only way I've been successful with this one. Yeah. And then, so, like, the zone's challenged. I definitely was going to take some hits there, so I'm backing up. We are keeping an eye on the mini-map, because we noticed that on the other end of the map, where is that zone D over there? There was a battleship that went through there, right? Everyone on my team, at least everyone that's still alive, came over here to A. Yeah, the play your flank strategy is long gone at this point for this game, right? I was kind of, but it forces, like, the most of their ships came over here too, right? Like, so they do have that one battleship that was able to go over to D, and I think their carrier went over there too, and I didn't realize it until later that that's where he was coming from. But so the reason I moved back forward is because we've got that battleship there that somebody just highlighted on the mini-map, yeah. And then also the planes, like, they're still coming through, so, like, I'm the pickle in the middle, and it's freaking terrible right now, but we managed to survive. Like, you kind of got to prioritize, like, okay, who do you want to kill you? Who is going to kill me fastest? Let's avoid that, right? So, we were avoiding the battleships. There's two in front of us that have slowed down. So, like, luckily those guys didn't press through. We've got enough firepower, between the rest of my team that's kind of suppressing them from just plowing through the zone. And then that way we're able to kind of balance our cover versus being able to actually shoot something, right? Like, the reload on this is just so long. It's so long. And then I'm looking back, I'm keeping an eye whether that battleship back there, I think it's like Colorado or some American battleship, right? And I'm like, all right, well, we can't take very many hits from him. It did look like he fired at us at some point, and then, yeah, here comes another volley from the airplanes. So, I don't know, like, he can't fly, like, he has to take that angle, I guess. I don't know why he's not going for the cruiser that's, just chilling by himself in Zone C. I mean, he's leaving that to the battleship, I guess. I don't know. But, like, yeah, he can't fly over me to get a better angle because there's 3 battleships on the other side, right here in A on my team. So he'll literally lose all those planes. But we're shooting them down at a decent pace too, right? Like, we're at 15, so keep them coming, buddy. Especially if you're gonna miss. But yeah, okay, here's another Colorado. So I was really nervous here, thinking that he would direct his, once he got line of sight on me, that he would direct all his attention, on me. But he is eyeing up one of our battleships. I don't know if maybe he's weak or something, but I'm like, oh, we're getting kind of lucky here with who's shooting who, right? So we can move up on him, and then, yep, it is another Colorado back there. And my teammates have done a good job of taking him on. So I'm gonna move forward a little bit here. Once I'm just nervous. Like, once this guy is like, oh, here's a Tulin, right? Like, I could probably take that. I probably only need to use the back turrets. I don't even need a full volley. Right? But at some point, we're dedicated to capturing this zone. And then I was like checking the game to see just if I recognized any of the players, because I was like, I can't believe this game is like, I can't believe that, like, it's going in our favor suddenly, like, right? Like, so I was like, who are these players? But I didn't recognize anybody. Sorry if it's you. All right, first solo zone capture completed. Nobody else wanted to help me out. Still have an AFK destroyer. See him back there on the minimap. Yep, he never moves. I do maintain that, like, in order to have, like, good games, you need some bad players, and an AFK player counts as a bad player for your team, right? So we're gonna see if we can get unspotted here, but then, you know, airplanes again. So I was kind of like here. I was like, all right, maybe if I back up for a little bit, we can kind of bait him into making the same mistake he was making this, you know, this entire time. But then now I was like, all right, well, let's see if we can press forward. So we'll have more cover. There's that other island out front here. So now that this Colorado is pushed out, you know, plus I want to be able to get shots on him, right? And then, all right, here comes the airplanes. And then, yeah, I think he's taken this angle because he doesn't want to fly over our allied, you know, our friendly battleships here. Great, because they would probably shoot us planes faster than we're doing. And there's our clear skies. But yeah, now we can start moving out. And see, because we should be able to still have some cover from that Colorado. I'll wait the appropriate amount of time before shooting this time so we don't launch so many bullets into the land here. There we go. And then Maya, so that'd be nice to have some AP loaded for him. Luckily, he is shooting HE at us. And he's got torpedoes, doesn't he? We'll use our sonar here soon if we have to. Yeah, so we're able to kind of duck in here and not be spotted. Oh, there we got spotted again anyway. We'll take that volley and then we'll switch to AP. And yeah, running into the islands is like, I mean, I don't know, it's my new favorite strategy. Gotta make my Y turn here. We are up to 78,000 damage. If you didn't know, that is possible to do in this tier 6 cruiser here. But yeah, this thing, like, really, I mean, I can't even comment on the next level up yet. Yeah, here come torpedoes. Okay, airplane's picking them up for us. But like, I'm hoping the next one's a little bit better. Like, I kind of wouldn't mind, you know, struggling through some of the, like, you know, if you're working through a tech tree, having some of the ships along the way be, like, terrible, right? So then you gotta, like, you know, it creates a challenge, right? Like, that'd be fine, right? But as long as I'm working towards something that's better, you know, like, but I don't know. I haven't heard a lot of good things about this line, so we shall see, right? We get the fire on the Maya. We're using our sonar now, but it's kind of almost not needed. The friendly airplanes are picking up all these torpedoes early for us anyway. And then, yeah, so I was gonna, like, I'm, like, looking at the mini-map, and I'm like, oh, the carrier was last spotted all the way up there at north. But, like, I'm like, duh, idiot, like, they're, like, look at where the planes are coming from right now. So he's definitely over in D, and I just wasn't, like, you know, I wasn't paying enough attention. So I started heading up north here, and then I was like, oh yeah, so like I realized it, like once I get into the zone here. But at this point, it doesn't matter, the game is ours. The carrier is the only thing left. We will have a zone advantage once we capture this one. I'm kind of surprised he didn't come for me still, like maybe he was just sick of me. But like, it's not like this ship is like particularly maneuverable, and he would be able to get like defend banners if you hit me, but yeah, he's going for the battleship down there or something. And then, yeah, I was like, he had to have spotted that destroyer. Like, that would have been I would have gone for that destroyer as the carrier, get a kill, right? Like, you know. I mean, I do, like strategy-wise, I'm like, okay, if somebody's AFK, like, they might not be worth shooting. But, I mean, in reality, they could start playing at any moment. So, who knows? Who knows? You do you, right? I'm like, okay, this is where he is. He's over here. So we'll start heading that way, but only 40 seconds left in the game. And then I'll go through the, you know, how I have the build and the commander and stuff for this one once we top off here. Second solo zone capture, a devastating strike, a clear skies, I actually did go and check to see like what the damage and XP records were after this game, because I was like, but they're like way higher. They're the people are definitely over in the, like, somebody had like 3,800 XP with this. I'm like, man, like, you gotta like this ship to play it that much. I think damage was like pretty high up too, like 100 over, definitely over 100. It was like 150k. But yes, I am definitely open to build suggestions for this tech tree, right, for these guys, because we've got the tier 7 and 8 still to go. So yeah, we do top 3,000 XP here. And walked away with, that's a really good amount of cash for, you know, regular tier 6, right? Not even premium. And then, yeah, we are still quite a chunky ways away from the Cherbourg. And then, yeah, I'm using Andre Rowe. And then I'm using shell grouping and range for my inspirations. Right? And then I don't like, yeah, base trait HE shell damage. You could go fire, you know, HE shell fire, you know, but I picked AP. I just was like, with this ship, I was like hoping that the AP shells would, you know, wreck better, right? Especially with how long the reload is and how slow the turrets move and all that other fun stuff, right? Like, I'm like, all right, the bullets got to be hit hard, right? They got to slap. Nope, not really. No. So yeah, so, and then, yeah, I like this acoustic chamber. I'm a huge fan. Getting that extra sonar. I'm a huge fan of like the consumables, right? So you guys always see, you know me, I'm always using freaking fully packed here. So then when you're that plus the sonar one, then you get a ton of sonar charges, right? So it does make for a decent destroyer hunter, right? So like with the engine boost too, you know, you can get speed and you can outrun some of those destroyers, right? So then that with sonar, you could chase somebody down, but it's like, if that's the only thing the ship's good for, then it's not really that good. I still maintain those rear turrets need to be useful, right? Like, they might as well not be on the ship. They just look cool, right? Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you're still here, make sure you're following the channel. We are doing World of Warships videos every day, so we'll see you guys tomorrow.